Hey guys, what's up? It's Seddie Mania. So, who all saw the new episode of ISpace Out tonight? All I gotta say is this. That episode was awesome. And I have to apologize if I don't have much excitement for it, but I've tried this thing already 3 times. This is actually my 3rd time. So I'm hoping that this one will come out better than the last 2. So anyways, the episode was awesome. Basically, on their web show, some guy came on and he asked them if they wanted to do a web show in space, and they said sure they would. They would love to do it. That'd be great. And the guy they had who the dancing pants, Freddie didn't like him. I don't know if some of you didn't really understand that part, but if you saw Freddie's face at the beginning, he didn't like the guy. I don't know why. Something we won't know. But anyways, so after the whole theme song thing, we see Carly packing, and she's talking with Spencer, and there's a helicopter that goes by the window. Spencer's actually looking at it, and Carly's talking about everything, Sam getting ready and everything, and the phone rings, and Spencer picks it up, and it's their dad. We don't hear from their dad much because he's in the Navy, so he's in a submarine way deep below the sea. And they're all, Carly and Spencer are like, be careful not to bust the windows. And so her dad talks to Carly about going to space, and she just tells him it's a camp or something, and then gives the phone back to Spencer when Freddie comes running in, telling them that Sam arrived in a helicopter. They picked her up. So, and then they need to get going. So Spencer's on the phone with his dad, and they're like, yeah, Dad, love you too. Yeah, college, yeah, law school's going great. He hangs up, and Carter's like, you haven't told him you're not in law school anymore? And Spencer's like, Dad is very busy. So, I love that he hasn't told him yet. I wonder what'll happen when the captain or whatever he's called finds out about that. Oh dear. But anyways, so they take off, and we also find out that the only reason Freddie's really getting to go is probably because his mom's in Fresno. Remember the Fresno Raisin Parade Carly's crazy cousins from iFence were going to? That's where I just thought about that. It came up a little while ago. So they end up going to the camp, and they find out they're going to be competing against these other two kids who do a web show for fitness, and I kind of thought they were kind of weird. I was like, Carly can so beat these guys, and so they do 2 different things to test the space, how they can handle in space, and one's a takeoff chair where you basically feel like you're taking off, and Freddie and Sid, all their faces are getting blown back, and I found that so funny right there. That made me laugh. Applause for that, because that was so funny, and I love Freddie's face. I mean, if somebody could just get a still shot of that, that'd be so funny. So, anyways, and then they do the whole gyro spinning thing. I don't really know what that was called, but Sam and Freddie, Freddie's like, okay, no, we go, whoa, and this is going crazy, and it's going, and they all got to do it, and I would love to do that. I mean, who wouldn't love to do that? I mean, if you're saying you don't want to do it, you're probably lying to yourself, unless you have a weak stomach and don't like that kind of stuff, because I have a weak stomach, but heck, even I would do that just for the fun of it. Because that's so awesome right there. I mean, that's really awesome. Oh, that was actually something I wanted. So, their next test is they have to spend 36 hours in a space containment center thing. It's like a containment chamber thing, containment room. And they have 3 beds, and they have a bunch of stuff. I don't know what all it does. But they're basically if they're mentally capable to handle each other. And they think they are. But as soon as the guy closes the door, Sam and Freddie start fighting because someone stepped on someone's foot. And that's Seddie right there. You love that part. It's like, woo for Seddie! Because they're fighting, and Carly's trying to stop him, and the guy opens the door. He's like, well, good? And Freddie's like, I love Freddie's face. He's like, yeah, we're good. Oh. And then the guy closes the door, and they're just both glaring at each other, and they start smacking each other, and it's a 3-way slap fight. It's like slap, and it's just funny. It's like, how are they going to be able to handle this for 36 hours? And I'm like, oh, this just got fun. So, anyways, and back at the apartment, Spencer's watching Girly Cow, and it's an uncensored version. I never knew that cartoons could be uncensored unless they're like anime or something, but who knew? So he's watching the cartoon, and suddenly there's this little girl who comes right out of the elevator. We don't know her name. She doesn't speak much. She doesn't really speak at all. But she just starts running around the apartment, and Spencer has to chase her. Who is this mysterious little girl? We don't know. We never really find out either. So, back at the Space Center, Sam is already bored after 9 minutes, only 9 minutes in the thing, and wanting to get out now. And Freddy's looking up on his laptop about space madness. So, what is space madness? It's basically like claustrophobia in space. And it can kind of make it go crazy. It really can if you're like claustrophobic, being in closed spaces. I mean, because that's just like a small room, really. And so they don't really worry about it. They try to do a web show. And the web show, it doesn't go well. Too much stuff in the way. It's too much of an enclosed space, basically, because they spray the fire extinguisher, spray, and they hit their heads on the pop-out beds, which pop out behind them, and then something happens, and the random dancing just doesn't work either, and Freddy and Sam end up fighting, and Freddy drops the camera, and Carly picks it up. It's like, this is being sponsored by he's like, it's being sponsored by nuts or something, and it's like, and she's like, and also Sam slapped Freddy with nuts, but Freddy offered her space nuts, so that was kind of nice of him, but then she slapped him with them in the face. Another slap right there, but that was funny. I give that big applause right there for that. And they're on the ground, and they're fighting while Carly's at the camera. You gotta wonder what's going on the ground. I mean, I know they're probably fighting. Well, we think they're fighting, but are they really doing that? We don't know. Anyways, let's not go crazy. We know it was fun. So anyways, Spencer continues to deal with the girl, and he finally thinks that he's going crazy. And meanwhile, the space madness is starting to set in on poor Sam, because she is smuggling in Earth food, and she's going nuts, and she's eating it. And Freddy, when he wakes up, he thinks it's an animal eating. So I guess for Sam, that's kind of a compliment, maybe. So anyways, so they sit up and they talk to her, and Freddy's just looking at her, and all of a sudden he's just like, give me that meat! He just jumps down and starts attacking her for it, and I mean, like, whoa, Freddy's really losing her. He just really wants that meat. So they start fighting, and Carly gets him to calm down, and they all go back to sleep. And then all of a sudden, Carly starts freaking out. She wakes up and she starts freaking out. She's like, I can't take it. And she's jumping down, and Freddy's like, calm down. And she's like, you shut your mouth, Benson. And you shut up, Freddy. And she just freaks out. She takes a bar off the wall and smashes the window, and bam, like that, they're disqualified. And Sam and Freddy are sitting there on their beds, and Freddy's like, we're not going to space now, are we? And Sam's just like looking at him from below. He's like, no, we're not. And so Carly ends up coming home kind of dismayed, because they didn't get to go up into space. But we never really did see those other two kids from that other web show, so they probably got to go into space. So they kind of won by default, but whatever. Carly's still better than them. So anyways, we come home, and she talks to Spencer, and then he leaves, or he goes to his room, and she goes to get a drink, and she turns around, and there's the mysterious little girl again. It's like, where did this girl come from? And so anyways, it's like, what's gonna happen? And Carly starts talking to her, tries to talk to her, and she doesn't say anything. She just goes to the back door and leaves. And Carly's like, space madness. And just runs off. But basically the episode, applause. It was super awesome, and it was super funny. Dan, you've done it again. Awesome, Dan Moore. Very awesome. Nathan, Jeanette, Miranda, Dan, and Jerry, they all did an awesome job. And whoever that little girl was, she was pretty awesome too. So, basically this episode was awesome. It got laughs, and I loved it. So in the infamous words of Sarcastic Leaves, rock on, City Warriors, rock on.